Guys, we end up with a trinomial of this format here, which is 7a squared plus 11ab minus 6b squared. So this is again a trinomial where a is not equal to 1. So that's what we're trying to solve for. So we got to go with the AC method again by taking the a multiplied by c. And what is a in this case? 7. And then what is c here is negative 6. So we're talking about the numbers, right? The 7 and 6, okay? But we keep the sign all the time, okay? So here we are. So when you multiply 7 by negative 6, what do we get? Negative 42. Your multiplication table, ladies and gentlemen, at least the basics one, you got to know them, all right? And then negative 42, so we're looking for two numbers that multiply give us negative 42, the same two numbers that we add up give us positive 11, all right? So what are the factors of 42? So we can have 21, right? That would give us 42. What else? Of course, we know 7 and 6, okay? So we don't even need to put that one down because it's not going to give us 11. What else do we have then to worry about? So 14 and 3. 14 and 3, for example, right? Because when we multiply 14 and 3, we end up with 42. Now the question is, which one can we add or subtract to give us 11? It's never going to happen with 21 and 2, correct? So this one is not even anything that we want to talk about. So what about this one here? So 14, we see that the number that we're looking for is a positive number, and then the highest number here is also a positive number here, right? So we rather keep that and then have this one negative, because when we take 14 minus 3, we get 11. When we multiply 14 times negative 3, we end up with negative 42. So that means these are two numbers that we're looking for, all right? You see the juggle, that we just had, okay? The mental juggle that we just had. So those are the kinds of things that you have to do as well, okay? So now let's go at it. So here we are, then we have 7a squared. So the same structure stays the same thing, okay? Nothing changes. It remains the same. So we go ahead and then we take 14ab, all right, minus 3ab minus 6b squared. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So that means what we're going to have to do, we're going to split them into two parts. That's what we call factoring by grouping. So we're now going to use the greatest common factor to factor each of the groups, all right? So GCF. So what will be the common factor for 7 and 14? What's the greatest number the highest number that can go into 7 and 14 evenly? That'd be 7. So that'd be 7 in this case. What about the variables? A squared here, there's an A here, there's a B here, but there's no B here. So we want something in common. So that means A only. Remember, for A squared and A, the greatest common factor is always the variable with the smallest power. So let's go at it. So it's 7a. So we divide this by 7a, divide this by 7a. We add 7 out. A squared divided by a is going to give us what? A. And then plus 14 divided by 7 is going to give us what? 2. Right? A out and then B left out. All right? And what will be the greatest common factor for these two here? Again, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the second group, try to always keep the sign of the first term here. So what's the sign of the negative one here is negative comes out, right? So we got 3 that comes out. And then also in this case, it's going to be B because there's A here, no A here. There's B here, but B squared here. But the common factor for the variables, ladies and gentlemen, is always the one with the smallest power. So that gives us negative 3B, negative 3B. So what's going to happen here? Negative crosses out. So A left here, and the B also crossed out. And then negative 6 divided by negative 3, positive 2. And then B squared B is going to give us B. What do we see already? Common factor here. All right? Which is A plus 2B. And then whatever we have left in front of the parentheses, all right, these two, we also put them together. And ladies and gentlemen, we are finished for this one. But like we also said, so 3B, okay? So like we always said, be careful. Anytime we also switch this one, instead of this one, we can have negative 3B plus 14AB. We're still going to have to get to the same answer. All right? Let's go.